Alright, well, I've got you out here, and while I've got this all apart, I just wanted to do a quick little video where I get to chat with you. Let you kind of know what my plans are right now. Right now, it's the middle of January. I don't remember what day exactly, but I've got my original motor in the machine shop, and I'm still hunting for parts for it, and I'm planning on rebuilding it. I've also got my transmission that just grenaded itself. My plan is to get the Series 3 transmission that came with this motor back in here. The trouble is I'm not sure I've got everything to make the hydraulics work with the original bell housing, the Series 3 bell housing. So I'm trying to convert that to a 2A bell housing so I can basically use everything that was here originally, not have to reroute the hydraulics or anything. Trouble is, been hard to find those parts, and that's an ongoing thing. My goal right now is I want to have the motor and the transmission rebuilt and back in this car by the middle of February. Now, it's cutting it pretty tight right now. I really need more parts to be coming in than I've got. But the reason I want to get it done by then is my wife and I want to take a short little trip. Now, we're over in Ohio, and we want to travel all the way up into Maine in this car, camping all the way up there, out of the car. You know, sort of like that hashtag van life stuff or whatever. Basically overland our way up into Maine by the middle of February for winter romp this year. I don't know if we're going to be able to do that because right now there's no transmission in the car. This engine's got an annoying tap that I think might be one of the cam rollers gone flat. And I'm still waiting on parts and having difficulties getting the parts for the original motor to rebuild it. But right now, that's the plan. I intend to video the whole thing if we do the trip and post it up here on YouTube. That being said, this is quite an endeavor, and with the unexpected gearbox, I could use as much support as possible. So if you would like to support the channel and what I'm doing here, please head on over to my Patreon. Even $1 a month would be greatly appreciated and really help this trip pull off. I would love to do that. And that's something Serena and I really want to do a lot in the future is travel in this car across the country, videotape it, all that jazz. Meet up with people, do blacksmithing, do rover stuff, all that. That's kind of where we want to head with this car and with the channel. So, with that, I guess I'll catch you on the next one. So I'm sitting here editing this video, and I just realized I forgot to mention how the videos I put on Patreon work. So basically what I do is I edit a video like this, and as soon as it's done editing and uploading, I immediately put it on Patreon, viewable to patrons. Then after I get the next video edited and uploaded to Patreon, whatever video was on Patreon for patrons only last becomes publicly viewable on Patreon, and then after there's a new one to replace that one, then it ends up on YouTube. So that's basically what I'm doing moving forward. So there will always be a publicly viewable video on Patreon that you don't get to see on YouTube just yet. Then there's always going to be one video on Patreon that is only for patrons. And as those rotate, then they end up on YouTube. So I hope I explained that clearly enough, and I'm sorry for my computer fan being annoying, but it's doing its job.